I'm pleased to say I'm joined by the newest winner on the PDC Women's Series, Natalie Gilbert. Thanks for the time, Natalie. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Great to get you on, and it's not even been 24 hours since you beat Lorraine Winstanley to win the last event of this year's Women's Series. What have the last, 18 hours or so been like? Has the phone stopped pinging yet?
A whirlwind. The phone's been non-stop. My head's been non-stop. The smile is constant. It's an unbelievable feeling still.
Good to hear. And that win has seen you join a small list of players to have won a Women's Series title. You're the 10th player to win one of these events. What does that win mean to you?
I still can't describe the feeling, and especially to know it's such a small list. And if I'm being totally honest, it's a list I didn't think my name would be on. So to finally achieve, what I've doubted within myself for so long makes it even better.
And we've got to say as well, you mentioned it in your interview yesterday after winning the title, and we just spoke about it off air. You're off on holiday today, so where are you off to celebrate the big win?
I'm off to Northern Cyprus, actually to play darts for a few days, but there's holiday in between. It's a bit of both.
Brilliant. Well, we appreciate you fitting in some time with us before you fly out, and I know a lot of our listeners are going to be interested to hear more about your story and how you first got into darts. And you were saying yesterday that you discovered the game, started playing after you'd had a stroke, and it helped with your balance. Is that right?
Yeah. I had quite a big stroke back in 2000 and something, 2005. No, 2008. Sorry, 2008. And then ended up in a wheelchair, as I'd said. So during my physio process of the learning to get back on my feet again, found darts and I couldn't throw from sitting. So the lads used to help me stand and throw, and I really just enjoyed it. And physio found it would be a good way for you to learn how to balance on your feet again while doing stuff. So I continued. Just messing about really, and it went from there.
And before that, had you played any darts at all? Or
I'd never thrown a dart, never watched darts, didn't follow darts, nothing before. I played football before that, so darts wasn't a thing for me really, and then it became an obsession.
So you come from a sporting background then with the football. What position did you play on the pitch?
I was a defender. Wasn't very quick, but I had some weight behind me.
And was it just local teams? How far did you get with the football?
Yeah, no, just local teams. I played for Walsall Ladies for a good few seasons. Excellent.
So you then start playing darts. At what point do you think I'm going to pursue this further and join a team or start entering tournaments?
The joining a team came actually from the local pub, where they asked me to sign for their pub team, and then the manager from there suggested I join a Super League team, so I did that. So it was all progression really. I got selected from county from there, and had the pleasure of playing alongside Trina Gulliver for Warwickshire for a long time, and speaking through her and wanting to try tournaments, and I asked her some advice a few years back, and then just used to handpick a few of the BDO events back then. I'd said back then to test myself to see, what it was like to play amongst the elite, and the love just grew, and I continued.
And you mentioned one of the legends of the game there, Trina Gulliver. Another legend that you've got to speak to and get to know is Dieter Hedman. And I was watching the documentary that Sky Sports filmed with Dieter as part of Black History Month, Black Arrows, The Next Generation, looking at diversity in darts. And it was a really interesting watch. Did you get much feedback from it, from people after it was shown?
Yeah, quite a few people have said they watched it and they found it very interesting, and that we came across quite well. Because sometimes you don't. It's not really the first thing you think about when you talk about sports, is how diverse the sport is, really. So, it's good to provide insight as to, that it's there for anyone wishing to come on board, really. Help grow the sport in all areas.
Definitely, and Dieter, she's been a trailblazer for a long time. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely.
What do you think is going to help get more men and women from Afro-Caribbean backgrounds playing darts? Could it be successes like yours yesterday, seeing those clips on social media get more people involved?
Yeah, I think it has to start somewhere, don't you? You have to be seen, you know, to see someone like you out there, you know, like for me, seeing Dita and being, she's a Jamaican and my family come from Jamaica, so, you know, it's nice to see you being represented somewhere. And I say that for my daughter. I mean, she sees me playing and she's not very interested in darts, but she'll pick a set up every now and again and say, oh, and I know she goes to school and talks to her friends and says, you know, her mum plays darts. And then children come to me and the parents come to me, oh, I didn't know you played darts. I don't understand darts. And I was surprised to know how many people don't really understand the game either. So it definitely needs to be somehow put out there more, to know about the sport.
Definitely. Well, you're getting more eyes on the game, and let's get back to your career so far. And you've been a regular in these PDC women's events from the very start, going back to the World Championship qualifiers, and you came very close to getting a spot at Ali Pali a few years ago, losing out to Fallon in the final. Was it a tough defeat, or did you take a lot of positives from that run, getting so close?
I took a lot of positives from that, because I remember that day, and I know I was really surprised to have made it that far in the first place. So it's all positives, and I think throughout the years I felt like I've learned so much in winning and losing. There's always a lot to be learned before the next event, the next game. So yeah, definitely.
And looking back at last year, you made a lot of strides. You got to a final on the Women's Series. You also won the British Internationals with England. What did it mean to put on that England shirt and be part of that winning team?
So proud. An amazing achievement. One that I continue to tell to anyone that will listen about. So yeah, big proud moment in my life.
And I guess for you, coming from a background playing football, being involved in a team side of it, that must transfer compared to when you're just playing on your own. You're representing their team.
Yeah, it is completely different. The feeling that you get, the pride that you get. You're not just playing for yourself, but you're playing as part of a team, representing your country. It's a big deal.
Well, let's get on to this year then. And you mentioned in your interview with the PDC yesterday about how you'd sadly lost your nan, who was a big part of your life. Did she also follow your darts closely as well?
No, unfortunately she didn't. And it was mainly down to the fact that she was completely deaf and I couldn't really follow anything, you know. So it was just more, I'd share pictures. I don't know if she would never really fully understood what I was doing, so to speak, because she couldn't hear to know what was going on. But just in general, she supported us in anything we did, whether she was fully understanding of it or not.
Well, you did a proud yesterday with that title, and looking at the run, one early scare was against Adriana, 3-0 up, then 3-all, and you edged through in a last leg decider. And from the outside looking in, it seems like the pool of players in the Women's Series is growing, the list of names to look out for that can do some damage. Does it feel like the field is getting stronger year on year?
Definitely does. And I think it can only get bigger. There's women that are now only still just coming for the first time. We had a few first comers this weekend that I know of, and they've said that they'll definitely be back next year. So I think there's definitely more growth within the game. More women will definitely be coming through, which is going to make the field even more stronger than it already is. Yeah,
it's great to see it growing, and it's another last leg decider in the semi-finals against one of your good friends on the tour, Kirsty Hutchinson. You two wouldn't have known how events were playing out in that other semi-final between Bo and Lorraine, but did you both feel like that semi-final was a huge opportunity for both of you?
Yeah, I couldn't look any further than that game. Like you say, Kirsty's a good friend of mine. We travelled together and we roomed together when we were around. And I always find her a very tough opponent. She's a great player. So yeah, my focus at the minute wasn't anywhere else but to try and finally come over the line against her. I've owed her that one for a long time.
Well, you edged that one 5-4, that 90 finish on double five, and then it's Lorraine in the final who gets the better of Bo in that other semi-final. So how are you feeling going into that final? Because the weekend had been dominated by Fallon and a lot of this year and last year by Bo. So was it hard to put the opportunity on offer to you to one side and treat it like any other game?
So I gave myself a little pep talk before that game, and it was just simply stay calm. I think I'd kind of told myself by that point that if I could just continue to be as calm as I have and as throughout the day, then the darts will come themselves. I can't explain the mindset I had. It's nothing like normally. I'm shaky and panicky, and there was none of that. I felt like it was my time, and if I could remain calm, then there's no reason why I couldn't have given Lorraine a good game. We've had some good games in the past, and obviously you want to be triumphant at the end of it, and thankfully double 5 again.
Yeah, becoming your favourite double, I think, after yesterday, and you get past Lorraine 5-3. It was the last Women's Series event of this year. It's put you in the provisional field for the Women's World Match Play next year. Obviously, there's a lot of darts to play before that lineup is going to be confirmed. But what would it mean to you to make that walk at the Winter Gardens and play in that event?
Oh, that's on. I want to say it's on my list of things to do, but it's in pencil. It would be amazing because, like I say, it's obviously something we all aspire to do. That's what we're competing for these prizes at the end, so to speak. So yeah, it's definitely next on the list for what I would love to achieve.
And just lastly, still a few months left of this year to go, and when you come back from your holiday, you said you're going to be on the practice board to keep this momentum going. So have you got any other events lined up for the rest of the year to focus on before the Women's Series comes back?
Yeah, I'll be back doing a few of the WDF tours towards the end of the year. Definitely, I'll be in Malta and the Killarney Open. Yeah, apart from that, it's practicing, and county darts is still going, so there'll be stuff for me to keep my arm going.
Great to hear. Well, Natalie, it's a pleasure to get you on the show. Really appreciate you taking out the time, and congratulations again on the title yesterday, and enjoy your holiday and what else is to come for the rest of 2023 as well.
Thank you so much.